Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live stream. You guys probably already know because I announced a little earlier, but we have a guest host tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. If I do this right. All right, you there, Mark?
Hey, everybody, how you doing?
Let me bring that in, and there we go. All right, there's Mark Rogers. There we go.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Uh, hey, Rick Halber. Barnacle FEV, Chris Hope, Peter Carroll, hello. Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk, my buddy from Australia, my mate down there. And we got
Ah,
Zeb Meat, Mark Rogers, Chris Hope. Well, Mark, you're here. I'm just going down the
here.
list. And of course, we got Help at Home and
Yes,
Food Forest Permaculture. All right, welcome everybody. Who else I missed? Fly Natural,
Rick Halber,
Rick Halber, yes, Walker UAV. Uh, let's see who else.
Steve
All right.
Carpenter.
Oh, Steve Carpenter. Hello there, Steve. I didn't see you slip in
Yeah,
there.
can't forget about old Steve.
No, well, I've been looking for him earlier and I didn't see him, and he must have just slipped in here. So,
Well, he's
uh,
pretty sneaky. You gotta watch him.
yeah. So, as you guys can see, I've got Mark Rogers on here tonight. What is the name of your website or your channel?
It's called Drone in the USA.
Oh man, we got talent galore here. Look at that. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, yeah, they probably a copyright strike that, so I'm just kind of keeping it on the
No,
low.
you just made that up. So it's
Okay, well,
and
you saw it here
if
first.
they do, that's who cares? It's my channel. If I want to, I don't mind. It's not like I'm trying to get rich off of this channel.
I
I
heard
do it for
that.
the fun. So let's get right into it. And you've got the run sheet, so I'm going to kind of let you keep me
Yep.
on point. But uh, first off, I want to ask a few questions. Tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to those people who might not know you. I'm sure everybody here knows you, though, by now.
Most of them do. I haven't recognized too many people that I don't know on here. But
Right.
if I don't know you, I'm Mark Rogers, aka Tater. Most people call me Tater. All my friends. That's short for tater salad. And anyway, I'm in Monroe, Louisiana. If you've ever seen the TV show Duck Dynasty, that's it. This is us. This is where we're at. I went to school with Jace Robinson. He's we sat next to each other because I'm Rogers and he's Robertson, so we know each other. All those guys down here, so you see kind of what we get up to down here in the good old redneck.
How far is Monroe from Alexandria?
Right, it's about 60 miles.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I've been
Yes,
in your part of the country then, because I was
yeah.
stationed down there at England Air Force Base in Alexandria. Uh,
I used to go down there and watch the A-10s do runs out there. We've been in the top of that tower
yeah,
and watch the A-10s come in and do runs.
I was
Live fire.
I was one of the ones that was down there when they brought the very first A-10 down there. I was part of the
Oh,
weapons systems team.
that's a bad sucker right there now.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud. I worked on the first six the Air Force ever had. So
Man,
yeah,
we probably touched some of the same aircraft then, I bet you.
oh probably. Like I said, there was only six when I was in, and they finally got in a full squadron by the time I got out. But I was very lucky that I got to work on the first six A-10s. And for those of you
Yeah,
that don't know what the A-10 is, that's the one that's called the Warthog. It's
that's right.
basically a giant gun with wings
With
attached.
wings. And
Yeah,
you sit in a titanium bathtub.
that's it. And yeah, those things can fly on one engine with only half a wing, on each
Yeah,
side,
that's right.
and those they they built the gun and built the plane
Oh,
around it.
exactly right. Yep.
You know,
It's a 30 millimeter round and it can shoot 6,000 rounds a minute.
yes, yes,
So it
and
sends them home.
just so you know, what I don't know if you can see this or not, but see that scar right there?
Oh, yeah, I definitely do.
That's what those gears that run that thing will do to your arm.
Yeah, you got to keep a man. I've seen that. We had a guy when I was at Nellis down there that worked on the weapons crew, and they have a big crowbar that they use to rock the gun back so that they can get the round out of it that's jammed.
Yeah,
And
that's what I did.
it slipped, and it fired the round, and I don't know what all it went through, but we were really worried somebody died on that one. It went
Yeah.
through several things, but yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah,
bad.
yeah. So would you? So you were in the Air Force, right?
Yes, I was in the Air Force. I was an F-16 crew chief,
Oh, X-16.
and
Okay.
I was at Nellis Air Force Base, which is home of the fighter pilot. And then I was also stationed a little bit north of there and worked on a black airplane that looks like a triangle.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah.
so you know about all that stuff. And
Yeah.
anyway, I did that, and then we had Desert Storm came up, and so we got deployed and went out there to Desert Storm and showed these guys how to drop some bombs down down air conditioner vents, and
Right.
came home and did our thing. So
Yeah. I spent many a nights out there at Nellis. I did. I was. I think. Let's see. 76 was the first time I was there. The first Operation Red Flag they did that I was involved with,
yep.
and actually it was before that because I went out there. We were still flying the A7, so 70. Yeah, mid 76, and they were
Hmm.
testing out. I mean, it's antiquated system now, but it basically was a computer system where they could track the pilot in front. It was set up on what's called an AIM-9 uh,
Yep.
head,
Sidewinder.
and yeah, Sidewinder missile, and the head of it had a tracking device, and
Yep.
it created a green wireframe look. It's like early
Hmm.
CGI.
Yeah, it's called
And
vector graphics.
yeah, yeah, and you could actually see the pilot turn his head, but you just see this green, wireframe outline. And
Yeah.
we got to watch that at ground control. Anyways, we tested that system because I was in weapons, and so
Okay, so you were a weapons specialist. Okay.
yep, 46250,
That's it, baby.
and
Yep. I loved working with a lot of the weapons guys that they had that A9 replacement that was went on the wingtips in the 16 that basically looked like a missile, but it had just one pitot tube looking thing coming out the front.
right,
And I don't know if that was kind of a dummy missile, I guess, for practice, but
yeah, yeah,
um Red Flag was crazy. Every time Red Flag would come to town, it was you'd see some crazy stuff, man. Guys land with their parking brake on in a Jaguar and
yeah.
wonder why his wheels are on fire. Just a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, we were doing an Operation Red Flag, and we had and Thunderbird 6. And thank you for appreciate that. He wrote up there, although he's not in the USA, he thanks us for our service to both of us. And
Amen, Dave. It's an honor. Thank you for your
yeah,
support.
yeah, exactly. And oh, is Mel on here? I didn't
Looks
see
like an
his.
old. Hey, hey, hey! Check it out.
Why, there he is. All
400
right,
AGL
for
himself
in the house, yeah.
up in the house.
All right, but and Mel's another Air Force veteran, and
Yeah.
he was a yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I don't know if he's in here, but those of you that haven't seen it yet, I'm sure you have. But this is my new hat that Jim Wallace.
Check out that. That is
Yeah,
a nice hat right
yeah.
there.
It is a now when I go around town and I start talking about something and I'm going to gripe on my YouTube channel, they can just look up and say, "Oh, okay, we know who you are." Yeah, which
All right, Steve.
it may or may not be a good deal, but but guys, and I still apologize. I keep looking over to this side over here because all of my software is running on the second monitor over here, so I have this bad habit of checking to make sure everything's running. But yeah, and we've got a bunch of guys here that were veterans. But yeah, I spent a lot of time out at Nellis. We had, I was going to tell you, we had this RAF pilot, and he was flying the ATMs, and he kept coming back with hung bombs. And oh, yeah, sorry, I had a pop up here. Let me get rid of that. Anyways, he come back with hung bombs, and which meant that they did. For those of you that don't understand anything about when the bomb rack releases and the bombs are supposed to fall, well, sometimes they do, and most times they do. Every so often they won't. And we were using what was called a multiple ejection rack, which allowed you to put 3 bombs or 6 bombs
Yeah.
onto a rack hooked to a pylon. Well, this guy was running these MERS and TERS, multiple and triple ejection racks, and he was setting the spacing for 10 feet. Well,
Oh
when you're
my
dropping
God.
50 bombs, you can't drop them 10 feet apart.
No, there's no way in heck unless you're really going slow.
Well, yeah, I mean, that thing flies slow, but there's no way it's doing it.
Yeah, not
And,
even that slow.
and plus, the servos on those things are electromechanical, which means they just have a little switch that goes tick, 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 like
That's
that.
right. That's
And they
right.
fire each one of the different ones. Well, there was no way. And it was set up to go no less than 15. And he kept coming back, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. And I said, "There's a short between the headsets," which was my answer
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
Man,
And
so you obviously know the same lingo that I do.
yeah,
R,
yeah.
R, have you ever written R square pilot?
Do
Do
what?
you know what that means? R square pilot.
I don't know
That's
that
a
I've used
crew.
that.
R square means remove and replace.
Oh yeah,
And
R
whenever we
R
did
two
a
R. Yeah,
pilot,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
R square. Yes, 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 yeah, yeah. We well, I kept telling him, and finally I said, "Don't touch anything. Don't redo your settings or anything. If you come back with a hung bomb, I'll meet you at the EOR, the end of runway,
yep,
and
yep.
I'll
I
look
work
at it,
EOR.
and I want to look at your settings." And I got up there, and as soon as I saw it, I said, "Okay, let me safety it. You go back. You and I will have a long talk on how you're supposed to use these systems." And
Oh my
this
God.
guy was a squadron leader, which is equal to a major, and I'm just a
Oh no.
I'm just enlisted. So,
Hmm.
but I was the head of the crew at the time, and
Oh
so
Lord.
and that's what I was there for. I was the weapons specialist that they brought in, and so. Anyways, make a long story short, I told him what he'd done wrong, and he disagreed with me. And I said, "Well, if you'll do what I say just one time, you won't have a hung bomb." And I said, "If you do," I said, "I'll take whatever punishment you want to dole out." I said, "But otherwise, you're going to owe me." Well, I got the
Hmm.
call the next day to meet him at the end of the runway, and so I loaded up in the truck down there that they go pick the pilots up with, and no hung bombs. He gets in there, he takes his helmet off, reaches across, shakes my hand, he says, "You're right. There was a short between the headsets."
Hey, well, at least he admitted it, though. I mean, a lot of
Not
those
only
fighter
that,
pilots.
he went and bought 25 cases of Guinness and 3
Oh
kegs of
my
beer for
God.
our whole group.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you cannot be being with a bunch of fighter pilots, TDY, because they will keep you very well stocked on any kind of alcoholic beverage. I've never
Yeah,
seen somebody.
yeah, yeah.
Guys, it's like a frat party on steroids. They have
Yeah,
alcohol there I've never even heard of.
yeah. And those RAF pilots are crazy. Those guys are
Yeah,
nutcases.
you got to be a little crazy to strap your butt to 2,000 pounds of pure speed with a gun on it. So,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now we've discussed everything about that. Guys, we apologize. I hope you haven't found this boring,
yeah,
but Mark and I didn't really get a chance to sit down and just visit, so we're kind of doing it now.
yeah.
But
Sorry about that, guys.
but anyways, you had some stuff you want to talk about that you mentioned today that
Yeah,
you saw.
yeah. Actually it was Rick's in the channel. Rick Halver. I saw a video about the DJI Aeroscope, and it looks pretty spooky. It's apparently it's a device that the law enforcement and rescue personnel can use, and you actually have to look for it on DJI site to even find it. And basically, what it can do is find where you're at in the air. If you're flying within a specific area, then it'll pick up your telemetry that's going back to your transmitter, and it'll tell it how high you are. It'll tell the serial number of the bird that you're flying. It tells you where all of your flight point is, where your home point is, where the person holding the controller is. And so I thought that was a really interesting device. They got a permanent one that you can buy that mounts somewhere. And then there's also a mobile unit that doesn't have quite the range that the other one did. And a lot of people are, it's a good thing, I think, to keep the drone community safe, but it's also, people with privacy issues or whatever don't seem to find it too comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. And
But
it's come to that point. You brought that up because I've had this discussion with a lot of people. Of course, my son's a police officer, so uh, I'm always talking about the privacy issue. And I remember something one of my college professors told me. He said, and this is one of those things I think where we're at now. He says, in order to live in a civilized society, you have to give up certain rights. Now,
exactly right.
he brought up the point, and of course, this was to the extreme. He says, everybody has the right to go out and shoot somebody else if that's what they choose to do, but that's not
That's right.
civilized.
No,
So,
definitely not
in
civilized.
order to be civilized, you have to give up the right to just go out and shoot anybody willy nilly. I mean, there's
That's
people that don't
right.
put their shopping carts up. I'd love to shoot, but I won't.
Hey, I saw a couple of them that weren't put up the other day, and I thought about you. I said, "Man, I'm good. I'm glad Lloyd isn't here. He wouldn't be too happy." I'm the person that pushes it all the way back and puts it exactly back, and I'll grab a couple on the way sometimes. And my wife
But
will be sitting there in the truck going, "Come on, hurry up! You ain't gonna put all the buggies back." So I think Rick posted the link to his
well, Rick,
video
just
there,
type up
guys.
there if you don't mind. I'll have. Hang on a second, Mark. I just
He,
realized
he
something.
might he might need a wrench before he can post it.
Yeah, let me do that. And there's a couple things I need to do. Where is it?
Mike Brown, we're glad to do it, man. It was an honor and a privilege, and we
All
appreciate
right.
everybody's support.
And oh, there we go. Okay, Mark, you're already a moderator. Good. All right. Now, Rick, you should be able to post a link up there now. Uh,
Yeah,
so if you want to, I didn't realize that because I'm not like a lot of channels. I don't just hand them out, but there's a bunch of you that need to be, and I just haven't got around to it yet. But and but all right. So that was that thing. So Rick, if you get a chance to, uh,
Zeb is asking me if I'm on a headset mic or a laptop mic. It should be this mic right here.
we'll tap it real quick,
Oh,
and you can.
Mel, okay. How about this? Is this coming in?
No.
Can you hear it? Okay, let me switch it over. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
Just a second. I'm glad you said that because it's
Yeah. I hadn't picked up on that.
all right. Let's see. Windows 10 is definitely different.
Yes. Yes.
All right, here we go. Recording and all right. How about now? Can you hear me now? Let me disable the webcam.
Whoop, we lost you. Let me see. Are you still there? He disabled his webcam. Okay. Let me let me see if I can get him on here. And oh, there he's back. He's moving again. I still can't hear you. Let me see. Technical issues always. Can you hear us, Mark? Mark has no audio. Okay. You guys can hear me, right? You can hear us. Okay. But we can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we had it working good enough, so you're gonna have to go back. Make sure you've got it set up on vMix call. Make sure it's there should be a setting down there that shows where you're. Yeah, there's that link that Rick Halber put up. Oh, you guys couldn't hear me. We just lost Mark. Let's see what kind of. Oh, good. I was wanting to. Well, give us just a minute here, and here's a link to Dylan's video on I Copta. Okay, all right. All right, you guys can hear me, so that's good. That means, and I've got it set up to where. Give me just a second. Make sure he's set up. All right. Well, bummer. Well, Mark, keep working on it. And how many of you guys that's in here was able to get to? Yeah, it's a setting. Yeah. How many of you guys made it down to spin up? Just put a yes if you made it, and because there's some gentlemen in here. I gotta take this headset off. It drives me nuts. There's a couple guys in here I want to give a shout out to and a thank you, and that was of course Mel, who stopped by here and we had a really good visit, and then there was. Yeah, I'm still trying. Still don't have any sound on you there, Mark. So, it should be. You should be able to pick the mic out on that VCast. On that, it should have down there. Make sure you haven't muted that mic on VCast. Because you're good. I mean, your mic's live. It's just that you're not putting anything out. So, but anyways, let's see. You were there in spirit. Yeah, you and I both were there in spirit. Steve Carpenter was there. Chris Hope was there. Of course, I know that Mel was there. And I want to thank those three guys especially because they were sending me pictures and I felt like I was there. You know, I was getting constant updates. Matter of fact, my phone was blowing up because I had so many pictures coming in. Judy kept saying, "Who keeps calling?" I said, "I'm just participating in Spin Up." So, yeah, it's a little far. Thunderbird 6, where are you at? I know. Oh, you were there. That's right, Fly Natural, because I saw you do the live stream. Yeah. Did you win anything, Fly Natural? Yeah, turn your webcam back on and call it good. Who was it who won the most prizes down there? Anybody at your table win? Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Fly Natural. So did you buy a lottery ticket? Oh, you're in Queensland, Thunderbird. Okay, cool. Mark, see if you can, and if you have to, maybe you can reboot and rejoin if you need to. But if you don't, you should be able to. Let me see if I can figure out. I'm going to try something. Hmm. Well, it's not even letting me. Oh, never mind. Okay. You guys can still hear me, right? Sorry about the crunch and my throat got dry. Uh, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch over to this. Whoop. Problem with having two windows. There we go. All right, can you still hear me? And Mark, wave at the camera when you get okay. When you get the sound back, wave at the camera. Okay, and it's just in your settings, and no outside instructions while we're live from now on. Steve Carpenter donated Amazon $25 pops. Thank him for that. Yes, Steve Carpenter, you did a lot. I know that Steve and Chris, you both kept me updated, and as well as Mel. And I had a real good visit with Mel today as he was driving, and yeah. Hang on. Hello. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get him to do. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Uh, hey, Mark, see if you can turn your webcam back on, and just turn it back on. And what he may have to do is reboot and come back on, and pick it up again. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. Bye. That's my other producer, and he was letting me. Yeah, he said, Steve, my producer just dropped a little hint in my ear. He said you donated 8 of those cards, and I know everybody appreciates what you did there. So, uh, and I want to thank you for that. And let me see if we've got Mark back on again. Oop, I keep losing. When you're running a double screen, Mel ran into this the other night too, and it is distracting.
Yeah.
Mark's. There we go,
Can you hear me
Mark.
now? Yeah,
Yeah.
hello.
All right.
Hey.
All right. We're
One, two,
back.
three, four, five. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes. I can hear you.
Does
Don't
that
worry
sound
about
any
that.
better?
I don't know what we're hearing
Okay.
you on, but it sounds good. Can you guys hear him now?
I just say for the record, Windows 10,
Yeah, I know it sucks. Me and
Windows 7 is the best one.
uh, Windows XP was the best one, but that's me.
Well, yeah, I like Windows 7, but
Yeah. Yeah, I do not like Windows 10. I hate using it, but I've been forced to because when you want to do something like this, you just got to use it. And I'm too cheap to go out and buy a new MacBook Pro. Otherwise,
yeah,
I'd
me
be doing a
too.
MacBook Pro.
Me too. Man, I would be doing the MacBook Pro, but I don't have $2,000 to drop down on one, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And they're just they're a little too pricey. Uh, but it looks like we got you running again. So uh, I appreciate all the help. Let's see. Windows doesn't suck; it blows. Microsoft Wind blows. Hello, Greg. I didn't see you sneak in. Uh, we got kind of sidetracked, and naturally,
Okay, I'm gonna turn the
Turn it
gain
down.
down just a tick.
All right. I got to figure out what's going on because apparently, am I only broadcasting at 360? Because I should be broadcasting at 1080. Uh, let me
Okay,
look
here
real
we
quick.
go.
Recording external output. Okay. All right, guys. My apologies. I switched up some settings and I did not. Uh,
Can you guys hear me better?
yeah, you're sounding fine, Mark. You're sounding just
Okay,
fine.
does that sound better? I had
Yeah.
the gain turned up, he said, a little bit, but
Okay.
what happened to the good old control panel, man? You can't even go into the good old control panel.
That little bar down there, it says type search, typing control panel.
Yeah, that's what
And
I did, but I was like, why you gotta go through all that?
I don't know. Uh, if I am coming in at 1080, or I mean at 360, I apologize. Once more, when I set it up last week, I used a different setup, a little bit different, and I saved it to the wrong number. I try and update
Uh,
it each week, and I saved it and used the wrong number, so.
all
Okay.
right, Steve says that's good. All right. Yeah, it showed 360 on mine over here whenever I did a look on it just to see, but it's okay, I guess. I'm running, this is a Logitech 920, so and I think it only does 1080p.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 360. Yeah, I just checked my setting, guys. It's on me. I screwed up again. Well, see, I had everything set up perfect when I worked with Chris Hope last week. But instead of
Ah,
saving
okay.
it, I put the wrong number in. I looked at the number I was using and I saved it to an older number. And so when I opened it up today to fire it up, I didn't check that because I thought it was the same number and I just realized what I did.
Oh, no. It
Yeah,
happens.
well, it'll be fixed, and so by next Monday, it'll all be set back up, and I'm going to get rid of a bunch of old files I don't need, and
Yeah.
clear out my. Well, shoot, next week I may actually be on a different computer. I don't know, so it may be a. It may be another
So,
Charlie Foxtrot.
yeah, no kid. How many of you guys out there are file pack rats?
Me.
I'm a file pack rat. I don't delete anything. I work in cybersecurity, so I get audited by the government fairly often, and I've learned not to delete anything because it may save your butt one day.
There you go. Garrett Hope says you can hit the Windows key plus X for control panel shortcut. Thank you. That's good
Yeah,
advice. Some of us old farts need to be told how to do this stuff.
yeah, you can also right click on the flag and get the same menu. But
Okay.
it's
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Is
why they always have to make it so
is his
doggone
sound coming
complicated.
through okay now? Uh,
I'm sorry about the microphone, the
oh no,
camera
I just
picking it
wanted to
up.
make sure uh, that you weren't overpowering anybody. So let's see. There we
Okay.
go. All right. That's about. That should be
Is it
about right.
nominal? Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, I
Back
brought
up,
something for
back up.
everybody.
Oh, back up, back. Okay, yeah, yeah. Sounds good. All right, all right. Guys, each week I learn something new, and each week I make a mistake, and I am not nearly as organized as Greg at Oz by Drone, which I was lucky enough
Yeah,
to get to co-host with this weekend. That was a blast. But
man, that sounds good.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Hey, there he is, right there.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like he's using the headset mic and coming from the laptop. I think. Okay.
That's 100% true, and it's unfortunately not easy to fix because I'm using a ASUS Republic of Gamers laptop, and when I plugged the camera in, that wants to take over the microphone, and it has Realtek and NVIDIA both on here, so I don't know which one to work on. So
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Sometime this week, when you got some time, we'll get back on here and
yeah,
we'll do some testing. Because here's the thing: Mark has talked to me several times in different chats about wanting to do live streams, and he's been working with the software that I've worked with before. Uh,
hmm
and uh, yeah, we're sticking with his mic the way it is right now because we lost him once. So,
yeah.
and I didn't. To me, it sounded good, but I'm used to hearing a dozen different microphone settings from people. So, it is what it is. So,
Yeah, I think what happened was is that if I make a change to the recording device, the I have to log out of this and reconnect before it'll pick up the new source of what the audio is or for what the
yeah,
microphone is. So
yeah, very
I don't
likely.
have any options. I have no options other than to mute the mic or turn the camera on and off, and that's about it. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
will
you're
work on
good.
it though.
You're good. We're not Fox News or CNN, so we'll just go
No,
with what we got. But
that's right.
anyways, they now Mark, you've seen some of the problems with live streaming, so uh,
Woo! It
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
scary.
And until you've worked behind the scenes, let me tell you, you don't know what's going to happen. Uh,
I heard that. Well, I got something for everybody here. Down here in Louisiana, you got to have a pair of these.
what is that?
What do that look like?
Well, they're round balls of some sort.
These are boudin balls.
Boudin?
Boudin balls.
Okay. You need to
They're a
send some of those
delicacy.
to Greg over in Australia. Uh,
Greg, by the time they get to you, they'll be weapons. You
and
put them in a slingshot.
yeah, some.
They're boudin balls. It's actually boudin sausage that they fried in a ball. It's a rice. It's called a blood sausage, and it's really cool.
Oh, okay, I know what that is. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Who we got on
So
there?
it's one of
Let's see. Who
the
else? Oh, we got Drone
drone crush.
Crush. Thank you.
Drone crush.
And Centroid Aerial Images. Uh,
Centroid aerial images.
yeah. I have got to figure out how it is. I keep getting feedback of myself. I can't. I'm going to have to figure that out. Something I got to figure out. I'll have to get with Mel on that one.
We'll put that on item 303 on the to do
Yeah, item
list.
303 on the list of crap we got to fix.
Yep. Yep.
so,
Shit, we gotta fix.
uh, so what else did you? So you've told us a little bit about yourself. You're wanting to start doing live
Oh
streaming.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons I
Yeah.
wanted you on here, so you could experience
Yeah.
what
The
you know,
pain.
the pain, the suffering, the degradation.
Well,
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be fun to do. I could bring on different people from around here, and I've introduced a few people to flying drones, and we actually have a few people here that actually have caught on and are doing pretty good, but they're just not in the internet community. So it would be
Right.
fun to have them on. But I got a lot of them are doing farming and agriculture stuff, and a lot of P4s flyers around here. So it's fun. And then also we got. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Jace or Willie or somebody might to come on here and visit with us one night when they're not having church.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're pretty involved in church and stuff. And around the holidays, there's a lot of people that are demanding their time. So
Right, right.
gee, it's one of them things where you send them a message. If you don't get a response, don't be offended. They probably get about 20,000 a day.
Oh yeah, yeah. 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 Most people aren't on the same caliber that some of those people down there around you are. But yeah, that's some beautiful country down there. Uh,
It it's gorgeous, and I've been around the world, and this is where I would love to live. I'm in West Monroe, Louisiana. Steve Carpenter is where I'm from, and I live in Monroe, which is right across the river. And just bought a house here not long ago because it has a great school district for my kid. I got a 4-year-old boy, and he's my world. And I work for a telecommunications company, and I am an SAP security consultant for them. I work on the SAP system, which runs material management, payroll, HR, finance, and project systems. It's basically the heart of the entire company.
oh wow, you work for a
And so,
telecommunications company and you couldn't get your mic to
yes,
work. You know that's an
no,
oxymoron.
it is. However, if this would have been Unix, I would have had it working. But unfortunately, this laptop doesn't like Unix. Even Ubuntu, it doesn't like very much. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I've been working on computers since I was 12, and I'm 29 and holding now.
Well, I was just fixing to ask how old are you? So that puts you and Matt, uh, uh, Oklahoma Droner, just about the same cat. You're almost a millennial there, aren't you?
I don't know about that. I just look young for my age.
Is that it? 29 and holding? Yeah.
I'll put it this way: I'm coming up on the half mark, the halfway mark.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm at 49 and holding.
See that? See, there's that point where you get to the apogee, and then you
Uh-huh.
just start going downhill. Yeah, fly natural, come on down here, man. We'll stop down in El Dorado and look at the, or actually cross it and look at the cross it ghost light. He probably knows all about that.
I just got a message from my producer here.
Oh
He
Lord.
says we're always talking about backwoods bandwidth. He says, what about backwards? Yeah, he's in some pretty bad area right now.
Hey, I heard that.
Yeah.
We have great internet speeds here. For some reason, I'm the only person on this branch of the system for our internet company, so I should have most of the speed. But I just haven't had time to sit down and mess with Windows 10 enough to mess with it. When you work 60 hours a week, it's hard to get it. Mel's definitely not 59. He said he was 59. He can't be a day over 24.
Who's that? Mel?
Yeah,
Oh, he's as old as dirt and twice as dusty.
golly.
No,
We
he's
call
younger than me. Uh,
we call it old as Methuselah.
yeah, yeah, oldest. Yeah, Zeb Meat put the old fart network. That's pretty much us. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm probably pushing the oldest. You know, it's six of one, half does the other. Depends on which way I lie about my age. You know,
Yeah, that's
sometimes I
definitely
lie
true.
up, sometimes I lie down. When I'm trying to get in a bar, I'm always saying I'm older than I am. You know.
Well, the way I look at it is every day that you're horizontal is a good day.
Oh yeah,
Every day you're vertical is a good day.
yeah. Every day my eyes open up and there's something besides me besides dark or hot burning fire. I'm lucky.
Yeah, hey, that's when you smile a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But yeah, I got a couple of drones here I'm gonna give away here soon on my channel.
oh, what do we got there?
We got a Sky Viper and a Striker X.
Striker X.
Now this one has a small dog bite on the middle of it, but it still flies great.
Small dog bite.
Yeah, there's a video coming. I've got a little French bulldog. My wife got
Okay.
him, and he doesn't like drones. And I didn't know he didn't like drones until he jumped higher than I ever expected him to be able to jump, and snagged it out of the air, and didn't even mind the propellers turning. He just so by the time I got it away from him, it had a nice dent in it, but it still flies.
Well, it's a good thing it wasn't my dog, because our dog is a Great Pyrenees and he weighs right around 130 plus pounds. You can ask Mel. He's a big feller. And
Well, I don't know if you can see it, but let me show you right here. I don't know if you can see that dog bite right there. Right in
just
this area.
barely. Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, he
Oh,
crunched it pretty good.
speaking of giveaways, let me reach over here behind me. And this is actually, are you using the 920 or the 22?
Hang on 1 second. I will tell you. Hold on.
But this right here is what I will be giving away for when I hit 500.
This is the C920 Pro.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm giving away the 922. So,
Oh.
and it's the same one that Mel used. Actually, Mel uses the 920 and the 22. But I won't give it away until I hit 500 subscribers. So,
All right.
I just, guys, I'm just catching some of the chat there.
Yeah, the striker
Oz put up vertical is good, horizontal mambo is good too. Yeah.
Hey, that's my favorite kind. And maybe do the mambo, yes, I do. But yeah, this one right here, he hasn't been able to see it yet. I flew it a couple times just to test it.
Right.
But if he gets this one, it's over with.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll be giving those away here coming up in the channel. I've just been so busy, haven't been able to put it together yet. I'm trying to get a couple more subscribers. I hit the 100 mark. So
Okay.
I don't even know how many I got now. Let me look. 5.
Yeah. Somebody said, "Ooh, you're talking about subscribers." Yeah. Well, I'm talking about it because it's my channel, and if they get nasty with me, I don't know whether we're allowed to talk about. I don't really care. You know, all they can do is tell me I can't stream. But I'm having a giveaway, so that's what mine's about. And Mark is the co-host on here, so.
Yeah, a lot of sites will give away things to subscribers.
Right.
And it's stuff that we buy out of our own pocket a lot of times, and sometimes it's donated. But
yeah,
in my case,
when I hit 100, I had somebody donate a case, and so when I hit 100, I gave that away, and to Jim Crennan. That's how I got to know him. And of course, I don't know if he's here tonight.
Where's Jim at? He's usually on here.
He's usually on, but he has not been feeling well. You know, and I don't know how many of you have kept up, but his cancer came back, and he's going through treatments and stuff. And I know I talked to him or chatted with him the other day, and he said Thunderbird 6 is only 43 subs, but who's counting? Yeah, you know. I'm doing okay. You know, I said if I got 100, I'd be happy, and I've been happy ever since. You know, but I wanted, the reason I'm giving that camera away is, and I ordered it, like you said, went in and or I ordered it and had it shipped here, and I'll ship it to whoever wins. And but I want to wait till I hit 500. So, and I'm there. I'm over 400 now, so I ain't got that much. It won't take that much longer. I'd like to hit that by the end of the year. You know, that would be nice.
Doable. That's a doable goal, I think.
Yeah. And
you produce so much content that it's, you know, I've heard from people. I'm not an expert, but I've heard people say that just keep producing content.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing about being a vlogger. Is I put up something every day except for Saturdays and Sundays, you know, and even on Monday night, Tuesdays, because my stuff goes live at midnight, and so I'm usually Tuesday's video is a little light in the britches because I've done this show and I've been working on it all day on Mondays trying to get it set up, and I end up not having time to do a video. But so I try to always have one for Tuesday. I was doing it every day of the week in August. That about killed me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's
vlogging every day.
It's a job. I mean, a lot of people don't realize it. It definitely takes a little work to be able to figure out how you want to present your show and what you want to cover and what you don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, and for those of you who can see it behind me, I'll kind of Grumpy Vlogger Drive because we're at the Area 51 Broadcast Studios on Grumpy Vlogger Drive
Actually,
in
he just
Muskogee,
came
Oklahoma.
in.
Do what?
Jim Wallace just showed up in the channel not long ago. So, hey
Yeah.
Jim, how you doing?
Yeah, I don't know if Jim's in here tonight. I was hoping he would be, but
I seen him on there just a minute ago.
yeah, give me a minute. Got to make 86 new email addresses. Fly Natural, that's all you're at? I expect you to be a lot higher.
Man, I thought Fly Natural was way higher than
Yeah,
that,
I did too.
I really did.
You know, that's the thing. This is such a community of people. I really feel I am lucky. Oh, that reminds me. Now that we're discussing some of this is what I want to talk about. I mentioned it to somebody else. Because you're up and coming and you're trying to build up. I've had so many people talk about, who to watch.
Yeah.
Whether it be, every from Casey Neistat to Sean Cannell to the Neiman Brothers or Neiman Brothers, all of those guys. Well, I've figured out what the problem is. Those guys used to be Amway salesmen. They sold Amway.
Oh.
See, so what they do is they put on their channel, like I'm doing, and I'm sitting here, and I'm going to tell you guys how to reach 100,000 subscribers. I want each of you to go out and find your friends, get them to subscribe to my channel, and then I'll send them to your channel, and then they can send friends to your channel, and then pretty soon we'll all have 100,000 subscribers. And that gives you the opportunity to become part of the tier network of YouTube. In other words,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's a pumping, yeah,
Ponzi scheme.
yeah, pumping a bunch of sunshine up people's backsides. I mean, they're all great people. Don't get me wrong, but if you look at their content, about 90% of those really big guys that do that stuff, that give you the advice on it, that's all they do is they talk about how to do it, but that's what they're about. And it just comes down to they were the first ones there, so they can tell you.
Yeah.
But there's only so many billions of people on Earth, and eventually, everybody's going to have to subscribe to everybody else, or and then it's going to quit growing. And I saw this with the tech bubble back in the 90s. I see it going this way of YouTube. Look at MySpace, and Facebook's going that way. So
Facebook, I've just gotten so inundated with garbage lately that it's gotten to where you can't even find the content you want. There's so much junk out there.
And I'll give YouTube credit. They're trying to control some of that in the way they've set up their monetization. And they've made it so it's harder for people to get monetized, which means you're going to have to work in order to get there. You can't just, you can't just put out videos about putting out videos. You're actually going to have and that's what it comes down to. That's what they're doing. They're putting out videos about putting out videos. And I mean, nothing against them. God bless their little hearts. They got there before me. So,
That's
uh,
true. There's only a finite amount of people out there, and there's only a finite amount of people that everybody also has only so much time during their day that they can use to watch all the videos. And so you have that too. So there's little pockets of people
yeah.
in different segments, I think, and their little social network.
Right. Well, Steve Carpenter just put this up, and I'm going to read what he says. YouTube's starting to crack down on these guys with their new algorithms, and that's true.
Oh, okay. So they're
Let's see. Until YouTube has to send out loads of play buttons and queries, the steep rise in people reaching landmarks and bans us all. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, Legwork. That is exactly true.
Exactly right.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Jim Wallace is in here. Thank you, Mr. Wallace, again.
yeah,
But
he's there.
yeah, people
He's
are moving
familiar.
from Facebook to YouTube. And unfortunately, I see, Facebook's going to become the new MySpace. And eventually, YouTube will become the new
Yeah.
Facebook. And I don't know where we're going to go after that.
I don't either. We may have to go to another video site. There's one that you didn't do real well, but Vimeo, isn't that Vimeo?
Well, there's Vimo, but there's
Yeah, no, that's it.
yeah, there's one that a lot of the especially the guys that are into hunting and fishing and especially guns. YouTube started cracking down on them because of some of the stuff that happened with guns. So
Yeah.
they moved. Unfortunately, I didn't follow them because they moved their stuff to Pornhub. And I'm not going there to
What the
broadcast my
heck?
stuff.
Yeah, I like living 2 months. Mrs. Taylor
Yeah.
wouldn't find that too handy. So no, I'm gonna pass on that.
But,
But yeah, I do understand where they're coming from. I think
right.
the problem is though is there's so many people that are suing so many people these days. There's lawsuits everywhere that people have to do all this stuff in order to keep from being put in a position where they will get sued. So they go to all of this extra miles and everything to try to make everybody happy. And if someone complains, then they'll take it off. And it unfortunately stinks if you like anything that somebody deems that's not cool, like
Yeah.
guns and stuff
Well, I
like
mean, it's
that.
just to each their own. And, I was reading some of the comments here. Uh, like drone shots, they took down his Nitro Gila videos from 15 years ago because it had copyright music. I've gotten
Yeah, yeah.
I got a couple of things on copyright, but I changed one of them. The other two, they said if it monetized, they would just give the money to the artist, and because I use their music. If that's all they're going to do, fine. I don't mind sharing. I have copyrighted music too, and I don't want somebody using it without my permission. But anyways, what else we got here? I think Twitter is the new Facebook. Though it's not new. Yeah, I think a lot of people are moving to Twitter because it's legwork. I just read what he said. Okay. Whatever works for
Oh
you, my
my
friend.
God.
Whatever works.
Let work, me and you're gonna have to go hang out. You look like somebody that I could get along with. We might get in trouble though. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, I heard that Philly Michael. That's another one.
Oh, I gotta hang out with Mike too. He's a great guy. For the love of God. For the love of God. For the love of God.
Oh, Philly Michael. Yeah, yeah. Well, he got put in a timeout. He's banned for 90 days from doing live streams, and I'm not sure why. Let's see.
I wonder why. He never said anything bad. I wonder if he picked the
No,
wrong.
I suspect it has something to do with his where he was flying, and they, because he flies in some pretty tight areas, and he's a great flyer. It
He
just
really is.
I
I
wouldn't
love
fly
seeing
there. It scares the
Philadelphia.
bejeebers out of me to watch him do it, you know. But
Man, when I get into big city, I feel pretty claustrophobic. I gotta be out here in the woods.
yeah, yeah, Rick,
But
I'm the
I
same
don't
way.
like it.
Rick Halber put up, he doesn't do this for the money, he does it because of the people in here and the drone chats. And that's it.
That's
I'm the
exactly
same
right.
way.
Yeah,
I could,
me too.
I had said if I ever hit 30, I would be excited. And,
Yeah.
but, so where we at? Where we headed now on this conversation? I've gotten lost again. And I saw you
Well,
trying to get my attention.
oh no, I was talking about whenever I seen that, I was
yeah.
doing pyramid schemes,
Oh,
like a
yeah,
Amway pyramid
pyramid.
scheme.
Yes. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that has bothered me because I started watching all these guys, and then I started seeing the same thing, and it's like, yeah, uh, oh, that's your 400 AGL hat, yeah, and and you got your Ken Heron. Well, I've got my Grumpy Vlogger hat on, and my 400 AGL, and my what's the other one? Drone Valley hat, or hanging over there on the hat hook,
I would
but.
love to have a Drone Valley hat. I got a hat in the works,
Right.
so
Well,
hopefully it'll look cool.
I want a coffee cup or a hat. I actually won it from Oz by Drone on his show,
Oh, okay.
and Drone Valley was giving out the prize, and so because I was here in
Okay.
the States, and he
Yeah,
he
it'd be
just sent it
easier,
directly to
cheaper.
me. So yeah, and yeah, we have
Yeah,
we have got such a close community here, and
that's what I was just fixing to tell you. Yeah, you're right. Notice Mike Brown just came to the community not long ago, and he just fit right in like a puzzle piece. And I've been talking to him some through some. He's been watching a lot of videos of mine, and I've watched his videos, and it's great seeing people start out into the the droning community and or the hobby and start to get excited about it.
right.
That's what it's
And
about.
yeah, and I'm sort of the odd duck in this whole group because I'm not really a drone person. I own drones. I don't have mine up tonight, but I have a Mavic Air and I do drone
Oh
videos.
man,
But and I really enjoy it, but I don't fly it that much, and I'm not a videographer. I'm a vlogger, and basically it
yeah,
means I'm good at what I do because vloggers all they do is sit around and BS for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, and
yeah.
uh,
You can't beat that.
and that's what I'm best at.
Well, it's nice though because you can look into that and see a little piece of that person's life and kind of what they do every day, and it's to me that's very interesting because most of the time you don't know. There could be things about. I mean, a lot of people don't know that I raise boxing kangaroos.
yeah,
I got a
yeah,
farm here. I don't know. I'm just picking y'all. I don't raise. I used to run a pit bull rescue. I did do that,
yeah.
and that was very interesting.
Well, I'm an old guy that's retired, and I'm fortunate enough that I was able to start doing this, and uh, most of you guys probably know that my main camera is this right here. It's my I'm gonna
Is that
cover
an
up that
iPhone?
symbol. Yeah, I'm covering up the symbol because,
Ah,
but yes, that's the XR, and I don't know what the big deal was, but I moved up from an iPhone 6s Plus, so if it's got a different
is it
looking
any
screen on it and
better?
it's not as fancy, so what? I'm not going to watch my Blu-ray movies on my flipping phone. You know,
I
it's
understand that.
it's to talk with, it's to text with, and it's to take pictures with. And that whoops, too
Yeah,
late.
I got
Oh
the.
well. Yeah, which one is
I'm
that?
rocking. This is the Pixel 3 XL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's supposed to be a really sharp phone too.
It
And
takes good pictures, and I got a 4-year-old boy, and so I've taken a lot of pictures of him. So I figured I'd get the one with the best camera that I could get right now. And it's worked out pretty good. I ran a Galaxy S7 for a long time, and that was a good phone too. But this one takes great pictures, and you got unlimited storage online.
Oh, and I want to. I just saw Furball Kim FPV just jumped in here. Thanks for stopping by, Kim. I appreciate you jumping in here. And yeah, we've
Hey, football camp.
right here. This bunch right here that's in here are the guys I
Hey,
follow. I run into in other chats, in other live streams, and yeah, exactly. And you know, it's I'm sitting here. I'm watching two things. I forgot this one that's right in front of
bye,
me.
Steve.
Yeah, this one right in front. Let's see.
That's another guy I want to hang out with, Steve Carpenter. He looks like somebody that'd be fun to hang around with.
Steve Carpenter. Yeah, I Chris Hope said he's a blast, and Steve and I have had some very good conversations. Steve, enjoy the time with your wife. You've been away for the weekend, so you probably need to take her out to dinner. So.
It's that time, Steve.
Yeah. You got to pay. You know, got to pay to play, friend. You got to pay to play. So
Put her on that boat and get a bottle of wine, man.
Yeah.
Take her off to the nice little island somewhere.
Yeah, Osby Drone said when he takes off in his backyard, he flies over a river. I have not been brave enough to fly over water yet. I'm just not. I'm a very cautious flyer because one, you know, I paid for that and I'm cheap, and I don't want to buy another one. That's why my first drones that I started flying were like SEMAs. You know, I had a X5W, and then I moved up to the big one, the 85WH, which means it had altitude
good, actually. Yeah, those are good drones, man.
They
Kelly,
are. And,
Kelly recommends those as a good starter drone. You know?
Yeah. They're an excellent starter drone. If you can learn to fly one of those, just do it. These DJIs are just unbelievable, and that's another thing. Before we get too late, we're already run way over, but that's okay too. It's my show, and I appreciate everybody staying in here too.
You're the boss.
But one of the things I want to make sure everybody, if you haven't, go to Ready Set Drone and subscribe to him, follow him. The man has got just unbelievable content, and he doesn't just cover the big DJI stuff. He goes all the way down to RC trucks, toys, and he does everything. And he's the one who organized the spin up. So in support of him, I want to give a shout out to him. Make sure you go check him out if you haven't. I don't think there's anybody here who hasn't already checked him out. Who doesn't know who Kelly Shores is, but
he's a great guy, man. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, and I just want everybody, and also my cohort in a lot of this is Mel at 400 AGL. I want you guys to check him. Of course, then Osby Drone, who I was also fortunate enough to get to co-host with Sunday his time.
Great show.
Yeah, I had a ball. You know, he was desperate.
I think Greg gets his daughter doing the producing, and when she first started out, she made a couple of mistakes, but now they've got it down to where it's just looks like a news program, man.
Yeah, and this show went real well. I thought we didn't have any. I think we might have had one little tiny glitch, and let's see.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there.
I was reading what he's talking about. I'm not going to read that, but anyway, and and guys, I apologize if I'm not catching everything in the chat because I'm just doing. But again, I want to thank Steve Carpenter for coming in, and so Ready Set Drone who laugh out loud. Yeah, right, Steve. But.
So did you guys? Most of the people went to spin up, I guess, except for us. But I watched all the video that I could find and all the Twitter posts and everything. And thank you guys for putting all that up there for us. And we weren't able to go to that because it meant a lot because couldn't go because I had a death in the family.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
I wanted to go.
These are the top results.
It would definitely be something that I'll be up doing next year. So,
Was that me or was that you? I heard a.
a telephone, that was mine.
Oh, okay. I heard the top results. I'm thinking, I don't have Alexa in here, so it can't be her talking. And
Yeah, that's still a Google phone.
yeah, okay, yeah,
If you
yeah.
squeeze it, it turns on the thing, and I accidentally squeezed it a little bit when I was holding it. So.
I'm going to see if I can show you my Mickey Mouse studio. You guys might notice I got a little bit of a red cast over here. I want to take this off and just take a second, and with luck, and I'm going to. Those are my light boxes. They're just, you know, that's how sophisticated my studio is.
Man,
And
that's some good engineering there you got.
well, those are just clamp lights.
Yeah.
They're just. Now I gotta change this because. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, there we go. I don't like having everything out of focus there, but yeah, those are just clamp lights with LCD 60-watt bulbs. And then I went over to Hobby Lobby or any, Michael's or whatever kind of hobby store you got, and they have these cardstock that they're foil cardstock, and I use them to create the extra light. They just kind of bounce it out, and then I just got plain old that thin tissue paper, wrapping paper, and I covered one in red and one in white. The white one is shined more onto my keyboard. It just gives me this kind of subdued lighting back here, and this stuff behind me, all that is a because we have so much stuff shipped here.
Oh.
That's just foam. Yeah, foam from boxes. You buy anything, a cabinet or something you're going to build, and it comes with those. Yeah, that's all it is. And
man, that's great repurposing.
yeah, it does the job. And he said, "Now that's a true light box." Yeah, it does the trick, and I have them offset at angles like that, so it kind of gives me this dual color look here, and I can change that one. I can change it to a green or to a blue paper, or change this one, and they just, and they're clamp lights, and they're mounted on a tripod. It's a camera tripod, and they're just clamped on there at angles, and I think they're like $6 for the light over at Lowe's or any home improvement store,
Yeah.
like
I'll
Home
tell you
Depot or
what,
something.
when it comes to clamping or hanging anything, you can't beat a weapons troop to do that, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was sitting there and I'd used this, and I still didn't like the look, so I thought I want something just a little more subdued, and I wanted a two-tone light system, so that's why I've got these two different colors. You can see over here. Oh, it's over here, where a piece of the foam has popped loose up there, and it's kind of creating a shadow. But I got to fix that.
Well, see, if you put a green one on the other side, you'd be Christmas colored.
Well, that's it. I've got the green paper, and I may do that, but say a little closer to Christmas. I'm slowly moving into Christmas. But anyways, guys,
it's been a lot of fun on here. I was looking at Centroid.
Legwork just wrote. He says, "When I saw you under a red light, I thought I was streaming from a local massage parlor." Now the massage parlor's up the road. If you watch that video,
I saw that video. That truck pulled in. That repair truck or whatever.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
what he was doing in there?
I have no idea, and I didn't even know we had a massage parlor that close, and but
word's getting out now around town. You might see some more people.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways,
Well, down
guys,
here,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to tell him, I was talking about Centroid. We're talking about here in Louisiana, you guys may not know it, but we have drive through daiquiri shops and liquor stores. I'm no kidding. I'm going to try to get it on a video, but one of them you can drive your car and come back around and come through this red barn, and it's basically just racks of liquor. And then they come by and get whatever you want, load it in your trunk, and you take off. And
Oh,
you can get some really, really powerful daiquiris at some of these places. And
drive
so,
through drive through
right,
daiquiris.
yeah, everybody that I've ever talked to, I met a guy in Chicago who goes, "Yeah, my son went down there to school, and when we got off the plane, I first saw all these drive-through daiquiri places by the college." I don't drink, but I have a beer
Yeah,
once in a while. But I did all my drinking in the military.
yeah. That's yeah. That was the problem. See, I didn't have a drinking problem when I was in the service. I had a stopping problem, and
Yeah,
that's been. I think I counted up here just recently. Uh, I think it's 35 years in January that I quit drinking, and
hey, I
I
want to
don't.
say hi to my buddy here, Michael Ginn, just joined the channel. That's my best buddy down here that I hunt with a lot, and he just got a new drone, and he'll be getting into the hobby too. So, hi, Michael. Good to have you,
Well,
man. Thank you for
excellent, and
coming.
welcome to the Grumpy Vlogger Show. Mark, you've been a just excellent co-host. I've really enjoyed it, and
Let me tell you.
we've gone way over tonight, but there was a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and
Yep.
I wanted to get to visit with you a little bit, and but I think we're getting to that point in the show where I need to say our final goodbyes to everybody, and I'll do the countdown here. Remember, there is a link below for Mark's channel. Please go check him out. Please go subscribe to him,
Yep.
and
Thank you.
if you like the show, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't,
Yes.
the other button works too. So
Yeah.
I hope that I hope everybody has had a good time here tonight, because I know I've had a great time visiting with Mark. And
Yes.
Mark, call me when you got some time this week,
Okay.
and we'll see if we can't work out something. And
Yes.
oh,
Okay.
did you see what Mel said? He said he was going to try and come visit you.
Yes, Mel. I'm glad you said something. I'll try to be available. Just send me a text and let me know when you're coming through, man, and we'll hook up.
Yeah, yeah, because I know he want. Oh, pardon me. But anyways, guys, I'm going to. I appreciate everybody: Drone Crush, Furball, Zebmeat,
Yep.
Fly Natural, Jim Wallace, Mel, Help at Home, Steve Carpenter, Chris Hope, Legwork, Centroid, and Mr. Stay Drunk, my mate from Australia. He's the
Yeah,
one
that's
who
a funny
he's
name.
the one who sent me the Vegemite. You notice his little symbol there is Vegemite.
Oh
So,
my God! How do you eat that stuff?
oh, it's easy. Did you see?
Is that
Did
the
you see?
way we eat these?
Well, I'd probably eat those. It would probably go good on those.
I don't know. I might try it if you send some. So
Well, did you
I'll get him to send me some.
watch Oz by Drone show Saturday?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you
Well,
see
Mel,
me? Did you see me eat the toast? Uh,
yeah, Mel actually likes that stuff. Something's got to be wrong with that man.
well,
I'm scared. Brian's over here trying to figure out how to get the taste out of
oh,
his
he
mouth.
would.
It ain't
That was
good.
hilarious. If you guys haven't seen it, go look at. I can't remember which video it is. I may go ahead and just put the video up by itself because I've got it there. I just need to. There's a video of Mel and Brian from Smoky Mountain Aerial. They were here at my house before they went to Spin Up, and I got Brian to eat the Vegemite. Mel said if he would, then Mel would do it. So Brian took it, and I thought we were going to lose Brian. Yeah.
Brian was
Actually,
looking too good, man.
yeah. Well, in Oz, Greg and I were talking, and I ate it the right way the other night, and it's actually really good on toast. But you cannot put a lot on there because it will definitely
Golly.
get to you. Yeah, but in a big amount. But yeah, Peter Carroll, you're from Australia. So is now Centroid. Centroid? Are you from Australia too?
I think he's in New York, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Okay.
I think he is.
Yeah, you can.
Golly.
For anybody who wants to, if you really want, Amazon does have it. That reminds me. That just where is that? I gotta
Oh, hold
find.
on a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Furball Kim. I was realizing that's Roger and Kim from the Canadian Drone Network. Now Kim had a jar of Vegemite now
Oh
that is
yeah.
17 years old. And he ate a big old fingerful of it. And I
I.
thought we were going to lose him, man. I really did. I bought some the next morning. I wanted to make sure it was still with us, man, because he had a brown spot right down his tongue, and it was still there the next day, man.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I saw that show. I was there that morning. That was hilarious. Yeah, Furball
Woo!
Kim. Yeah, that was that. And if you guys
That was,
haven't, I usually have a link to the. It's on the Grumpy Vlogger channel. It's called the Great Vegemite Challenge, and the new one that's going to come up with Mel in it is called Grumpy's Great Vegemite Challenge. And
golly.
there you go. Centroid found it. There's Vegemite, and you just put it
Oh,
on.
Lord.
Yeah, just my friend Grant, and I use the term friend loosely at this moment, sent me that tube of Vegemite. But I've known him for 20, coming up, yeah, at least 20 years, maybe longer now. I've lost track, coming up on 21. But anyways,
Oh, man.
yeah, if you guys do a video, and if you want to, and you want me to show it here on my channel on Monday nights, send me a link, put it up on YouTube, send it to me at the link to Lloyd at grumpyvlogger.info. And that way you'll I'll get it, and I'll be glad to show it for you, and I'll put the link up for anybody. So anybody who wants to do the Vegemite challenge, there you go.
Ah, man, I might do it, but it's so. We eat a lot of strange stuff here in Louisiana, man, but Vegemite might be taking it a little bit too far.
Well, it's
But
yeast
I'll
and
try
mineral
anything
salt.
once.
It's
I don't
yeast
want
and
to know
mineral
that.
salt.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to know.
It's actually,
Ain't that what they make axle grease out of?
yeah. Well, actually I call it beer poop, because it's what's left after they get through making a barrel of beer.
Golly.
It's the scum at the
Man.
bottom.
Oh,
Okay, guys,
oh,
I'm gonna wind this down now. We've gone on for way too long. I've really had a blast. Mark, you have just been a wonderful co-host, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed visiting with you and getting to know you.
yeah.
And so, anyways, this Vegemite stock is going up now. Invest, invest. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do it.
yeah. Maybe I should have invested in some Vegemite stock, but
Hey, it might go viral, man. You never know.
you never know. Yeah. But anyways, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I want to thank all of the guys that sent me pictures and kept me updated on what was going on Spin Up. Wish I could have been there. Jude and I both wish we could have, but her health just wasn't going to let it. And I think at this point, I'm going to, if I can figure out how to do it again, I'm going to go ahead and take us on out. And Mark, I
Yes,
want to
sir.
thank you. You have just
And thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. I really do,
anytime.
man. I had so
And
much fun.
if you want, Mel, I've got his number. If you want me to text it to you, I'll just text it to. Or do you have Mel's
Yeah,
number?
I just texted him on here just now. So
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right. So Maybe I'll see you on Wednesday's show. Who knows?
Yes, you'll definitely see me on Wednesday, and well, I'm talking about I'll be on Mel's show anyway as
Right,
a
right.
spectator, but look forward to it, man. These live streams are so great to do during the week. It feels like a bunch of guys coming to the bar and having a beer or two or some coffee together and shooting the shit.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. That's what I like to do, and that's what I enjoy. So, guys, don't forget on Wednesdays at 7:30 Central Time U.S. is 400 AGL show. Oz by Drone is at 6 o'clock Central Time U.S. on Saturdays. So, and each one of you, you guys know. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Let's see here if I can find it. Somebody just brought it up, and let's see if I can
Drone
do it.
space, man.
Oh, that's not it. There we go. Everybody, just feel the bliss. Feel the bliss. This is peaceful bliss. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. All right. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, enough of that happy horse crap. Let's get back here to business. All right. That unicorn crap was getting to me. Okay. I can only stand so much happiness, and then I got to get back to my old grumpy self. Uh, you know. Anyways, guys, I want to thank everybody, and Mark, again, thank you. Jim Wallace, thanks for the great the hat and the great sign back here. And everybody just have a good one. Be safe this week, and go out and fly if you can. Have fun. And I'm going to, if I can figure out how to do this, I'm going to take it out now. So, and I'll catch y'all later.
Hey, everybody.
Well, I'm no